Hello everyone, this is SubiFly here, and today I wanted to do a video for the week 1 or the first week of using the Lumia 928 from Verizon. This is the black version of the Lumia. So I actually like the black one versus the white one. I've seen or heard that most people that did a review are white ones. The black one actually has kind of a less of a gloss look versus the white ones, and it's almost like a matte-like finish. It feels a little bit of rubbery. Maybe it's just my finger, because my wife doesn't think it does feel rubbery, but to me it does. And it has kind of the same texture. If you've ever messed with, or touch a Lenovo ThinkPad, it does have that little bit similar feeling, but not as rubbery as the ThinkPad lines. So before I go on of my use of the Lumia 928, my first Windows phone, I wanted to do another quick walk around on the phone itself. Looking at this phone is very beautiful. The screen is very bright and easy to read in the daylight. So that's one big plus for me. I do take a walk in the trail by my work, and when I take a walk I can actually see this versus the other phone that I've had, which is a Note 2. Walking around the left hand side, it's pretty simple, it's pretty flat, there's nothing going on the left hand side, it's pretty boring. Nothing in the bottom either. And at the top, you're looking at your mic jack, your SIM, your a USB port here for charging, that's your mic, and got your capacitive screen touch here. And then let's see, on the right hand side you got your dedicated camera app, so if you hold it down it opens up the camera from the lock screen. Your on and off button is right here, and your volume toggle switch. And on the back there's a LED light and your xenon light and your 8.6 megapixel or 8.9, 8.6, I think it's 8.6. It has a car size lens, and you got your speaker grill, and you get your emblem for GLTE. Okay, so let's go ahead and turn this on. I like it. It's quite bright, just off the get-go. I do change my color on what do you call it, modern UI, by going by swiping to the right, or from the right to the left. Get to your settings menu. And from your settings menu you can look at your themes, and you can change from brown to green. Okay, and you back out, or press home, and it's your green. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump into this. There's a few things that I wish, and again, this is my first Windows phone. Sorry for my what do you call this? What word? I'm trying to think of a word. Being naive on using Windows Phone. It is my first Windows Phone. I've never used a Windows Phone. This is a fresh perspective. I've been an iOS user. I've been an Android user for many years, and this is gonna be my first Windows Phone. I've used the old Windows Mobile Phone, not the current Windows Phone. The first thing I want to bring up is the missing critical apps. Can you live without them? Can I live without them? Yes, I can live without them. There's other third-party apps out there that I can use. One of the first one is the YouTube. YouTube, as a YouTube person that uploads the videos, that is very helpful. There are third-party applications you can use, but with ads, it's not as maybe fluid, although it does a great job. But it doesn't have the integration, where you can, using the YouTube app from an Android phone, you can actually remote to your smart TV. And I have a smart TV at home, and from my Galaxy Note I am able to beam my screen or my video on my YouTube to my smart TV. So that it's pretty good. It doesn't have that capability. It does have a YouTube app. It is a third party, and it does a great job. It does what it needs to. It just has these ads, right? Still have the same menu on the left hand side. right? My subscription, etc. So anyway, but it's not made by YouTube. Now I do understand Google and Microsoft are working on getting this on Windows Phone with their official YouTube app. So hopefully that's pretty soon, and hopefully they'll add features where I can beam my through the network and beam it to my smart TV and watch YouTube from there. Second part is Facebook integration, or Facebook app. This is Facebook right here, but it's a Microsoft Facebook. It's not a Facebook from Facebook Incorporated. So there's still, it works well. I'm not gonna go open my Facebook, but it works well, and it does what it needs to. But I feel that there's still kind of a layout, and you know, it's still not the actual Facebook. But that's my opinion. It works well for me. I can live without the real Facebook. Now Vine has been out with with iOS, and it's just currently went out to Android. I wish they'll put Vine on Windows Phone. Is it critical? No, it's not. I wouldn't say it's critical, but I like to be using Vine and be able to do a quick 6-second video to put up on my Twitter, etc. So that'd be neat. But again, it's not critical. Instagram, I wish they have an Instagram app here, but again, there's a third party that you can use. The one I'm using right now is the Instance, and it works great. It works what it needs to, it does what it needs to, but it's not exactly the same. Let's see, Citrix receiver for enterprise. I have Citrix phone here for Note 2. When I'm talking about the Citrix receiver, here's a Citrix receiver right here, and these are my apps for work. It works great. I've used that quite a lot when I'm traveling and I need to have internet access and need to remote to my work and do some work. Citrix hasn't put it out, which is really weird, because Citrix has been supporting Windows Mobile for many years, way in the back, in the beginning of time, and for some reason they're missing out on the Windows Phone. I wish they'll put it out soon and make it available, and once they make that available, I can actually move on and use Lumia, my Windows Phone. I have been using my Windows Phone this whole entire week without having to really use this, and without having to use Citrix in here. I use my Surface Pro for that and use this as my hotspot. So is it a critical app? Can I live without it? No, I can't live without it. It's for work, so I need it. Right now I'm using my Surface Pro, using this as a hotspot, and be able to do my work. I wish that they can make that change soon and I'll have it available here, and I won't have to carry my Surface Pro whenever I'm traveling with my family. Okay. Another one is Google Maps. Although there's Google Maps here, it's not the official Google Maps. So I do miss my navigation on my Google Maps, and I know that there's one for Nokia, however you pronounce it, to do navigation, but it's not as easy. I love the fact that when I had my Google Notes with the Google navigation, they do have the best navigation out there right now. Nothing compared to it right now, where I can just go in and search and said navigate to the nearest Costco. Bam, it does it for me. Where the Here app from Nokia can't do that. You have to enter the address, and I'm not gonna go search for Internet Explorer and then search for nearest Costco and then get the address. That's a hassle. I wish they'll fix that soon, or make Google Maps available. And other things, notification bar, that's all you get at the top. I wish you can get more as far as notification bar, maybe quick access to settings, etc. Can I live without it? Yes, I can live without it. Multitasking, you hold this button down, you see a multitasking. I haven't figured out how to close them out. I can't swipe up, I can't hold down. The only thing I can think of is just choosing it and press the back button and it closes the app. Okay, moving on. Modern UI. This is considered a modern UI, right? Or the tiles or live tiles. I say modern UI because of the fact that that's what I learned from the Surface. It's very fluid. I haven't seen this guy lag at all, jumping between apps whatsoever. I try to be a very heavy user in my Windows Phone. I have yet to see a lag. Very fluid and very smooth. Simplicity and with a flat design, easy to find things, big letters, big icons, live tiles, quick glance, amazing, easy to read. The screen, the first thing I want to talk about is the wasted bezel space. You see this wasted bezel space. I wish they can spread it out or expand it as best as they can, and to the edge. It would make the phone look great and amazing. Okay. Moving on, the screen is bright. I mentioned that earlier. Perfect to be viewable in direct sunlight. So no problem with that. I actually enjoy the screen. Let's see. One of the few wishes that I enjoy with the Surface Pro, I wish they can do some sort of lock screen, like a picture lock screen of a gesture. I would love to see that integrated or used in Windows Phone. So hopefully in the next, update on the Windows Phone, they'll do that, which would be great. But back to apps, not all apps are full blown like their iOS and Android counterparts. One of the examples for that would be a Flickster account. I wish they have a integration with the ultraviolet like they've had with the Flickster, and right now that's not the case. That goes along with kind of other apps that I've uninstalled, and or like let's see if I can find another app. I think IMDb is the same. Let's see. Ooh, I think that was it, and I uninstalled the rest. Oh, Yelp. Yelp is another one. It's not full blown, although it's made by the same, or the developers by Yelp. So it's not full blown. I wish they'll focus on that. Speakers are pretty decent. It's quite loud. It does a good job. So no problem there. The design itself is it's square or very sharp corners. It is easy to hold on to, but the problem is sometimes it gets uncomfortable where this corner gets gonna pinch in because I gotta hold it and I don't want to drop it. Or texting while I'm where it's vertical like this. When you're laying it like this and typing, no problem because you have a support with your fingers. But when it's standing up, it's kind of harder unless you put your small pinky fingers over here and type. Sometimes can be a little bit difficult. I might need a case. I would need to get a case here pretty soon, so I don't want to drop it. Camera, like I mentioned earlier, LED Xenon, the best low light camera. And I actually want to give you an example of this. I want to pull up a photo that I just took in my server room, and let's see, camera roll. And so it's actually lights out. There's actually no lights in there, no lights in the background. The only lights are on the server right here. My wife's texting me saying she's leaving for work. And so with this camera, let's see, there is no light. Honest to God, it was pitch black. There's no light behind me whatsoever. If there was, you'd see my shadow, and I have no shadow there. So I want to give you kind of a comparison with the same photo, or not the same photo, the same area that I took a photo with without, again, not using flash, right? Because they have one of the best low light cameras on this Lumia. In a comparison to that, oh man, it's so dark. Let me turn on my brightness, right? The brightness of my screen, just to show you, it's up to the highest screen right there. It's up high, and let's see. It's still not bright enough, so some glare going on there. As you can see the difference between the two. Maybe I'll post up a photo putting them side by side. It's pretty dark, which is weird that it's showing some sort of light in the background there. It could be the light coming in from my wall, the door, but can you tell the difference? You can see the whole wall there. You can see the rack, the network switches, and it's better. So just to take a look, this wall right here, you can see that wall pretty clearly. You can see the switch right there. Where this one, you can't even see that. It's actually pretty pitch black. I can't see that, and I can barely make out the network switches there. I can see lights, but I don't know what else is in there. Okay, where this one, you can actually see the network switches, right? Where this one, right, you can't. Again, no flash, just using the built-in flash, not built-in, no flash at all, just taking a picture as is. And again, this just shows that it is one of the best smartphone cameras I've used to date. And so I really love it. I love the camera here. Okay, so moving on. Nokia apps, Here City or Directions, I mentioned it earlier. I would like to get Google Maps in here. It doesn't have the voice command for navigation. It's missing, and I wish it was easy. Yeah, and basically overall of usage on this guy, the Lumia 928 on Windows Phone still have a lot to grow, and they need to focus on this along with the Windows 8 platform, and hopefully they'll have a better integration between the two. I do love the modern UI. I actually enjoy it. Someone coming from Mac OS or iOS, Android, someone coming from that, and I love those two OSs in their own strengths and weaknesses. I really enjoy the Windows 8 and the Windows Phone OSs. Their strengths and weaknesses as well. Again, I hope that Microsoft Focus maybe create or build their own phone, just like they did with the Surface, and maybe get a better integration between the two, just like how iOS works with the Mac. Well, it's not really full integration. Maybe they use iCloud. SkyDrive has that capability, right? Let's see. You use third-party apps to sync between the two, but I would love to see Microsoft really focus on integration with mobile, with their Surface lines and their Windows Phone 8 lines. That's all I have for the first week. I'm going to be messing with it some more. I'll be using Office here and there. If I find anything that's worthy to bring up on week 2, I will. If I don't find anything different or no new apps that I can find, then I won't do the video for week 2, probably for the 1 month of use. And hopefully there'll be more apps available, and I know there will be. It is kind of they're in their infancy at this time, and hopefully they'll get better in time. But if you're looking for a phone that's simple, I would highly recommend the Windows Phone 8. With the release of, or while watching the WWDC from Apple, they have changed and tweaked their UI in the UX or user experience, and it's very, very similar to Windows Phone. So it just shows right there that the modern UI from Microsoft, it is showing that Apple wants to go through that way as well. And I might get blasted by this on YouTube, but it is my opinion, and I see where iOS is taking some off of Microsoft Pages as far as simplicity and with a flat design. And again, as always, guys, I want to be thankful for those that are watching my videos in the last few weeks. Please subscribe to my video, and the more people that likes it, I will add some more. And again, Thank you, and I'll see you guys next time.